The dream of the 90's is alive in Portland. Portland.
Hello, hello, baby, you call, I can't hear a thing. I've got no service in the club, you say.
Hello, Vlog Tag, it's Monday, and as I'm recording this, it is 10:54 my time. So let's see if I can do this real quick and get it up on time. Probably not, but you know, whatever. I'd hoped to start on this early in the day, but after I was off doing a filming gig last night, I was tired and I felt really, really sick. So when I woke up, I kind of went, yeah, you don't know, I'm just gonna go back to bed now. Yeah. And then at around 6 p.m. my time, I went on Twitter and said, okay, I'm starting to work on it. And then I realized that a couple of my friends were doing a live stream of the webcomic they do called Scats, and I wanted to see them do that, and I ended up getting kind of wrapped up in there, and, you know, just like, oh, well, I'll do my vlog tag video later, ooh, and then because I was thinking about the comic when they ended, I started reading through the archives, and then I started reading through the archives of my other webcomics, and then, yeah. Nobody knows how to procrastinate like Adam the Alien. Speaking of procrastination, there is still no intro, because, yeah, I just haven't had time to work on it. I've been working on videos for my own channel, as well as going through and monetizing all of the videos I can, and going on a general round-around and roundabout with YouTube about, yes, I have the rights to use this. No, really? Come on, I just told you that you are asking me for the information I already gave you. One of these days, I'm going to have to do a video about my journey from partnership to frustration, which is really just a journey of frustration to frustration, and yeah. So, at the beginning of the video, I sang this little thing about Portland. Remember when that was a thing? Yeah, I'm going way old school, man. Vlog Tag 2.0. I mean, just a couple years ago is like a way long time ago. In fact, it's not even really a couple years ago, because we're still early in this year, so, you know. Anyway, that song came from a little series called Portlandia. If you've not seen it yet, you should really go watch it on Hulu. The show stars Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein as various assorted couples. It's a sketch show, and it is all based in Portland. And as someone living in the Pacific Northwest who was born in Oregon and spent a lot of time in Portland, it is awesome. While I do think it is more funny for anyone familiar in any way with Portland, I do think it is accessible to everyone, and it is just a really funny sketch show. A lot of its humor, though, does come from a lot of stereotypes that you can see elsewhere, but are very prevalent in Portland. In fact, one of the Portland stereotypes they mention is flannel shirts and how they still look cool, and yeah, I have a lot of those. I have a lot of flannel shirts. Yeah. Pacific Northwest, yeah! There's been a lot of chat on this channel lately about the super of life. I don't know what the word I was looking for there was, but, you know, you can, I'm sure, fill it in. Basically, we've been talking a lot about the idea that, you know, too much planning. Too much planning makes people very unhappy, and, you know, it's nice to live somewhat more spontaneously sometimes, or at least more impulsively. I think there has been a little confusion about what impulsiveness means versus spontaneity. For instance, Leslie, you challenged us to do something impulsive, but the way you said it made it sound like you meant spontaneous. So let the record show that while they do overlap quite frequently, spontaneity and impulsivity are not the same thing. Is impulsivity a word, even? I don't know. What was that? Right, enough with the weird sound effects. I agree wholeheartedly that oftentimes, like, you know, kind of trying to think about the future and plan for the future and blah, and stressing about the future does tend to create badness and cause a lot of stress. I know it does with me. I'm a much happier person when I can, you know, make more impulsive decisions without thinking about, well, can I pay rent next month, this month, eat today? And I think that can be true of many people. I'm playing with a quarter while I talk. I have no idea why. And certainly, when people are in more dire straits, they tend to think about things like, oh, well, if only I hadn't done that, and if only I hadn't done that, if only I hadn't done that. Ever since entering into my own monetary issues, I've thought a lot about, like, well, if only I hadn't, you know, loaned out or given out that money, if only I hadn't done that, if only I hadn't gone to Hawaii for my brother's wedding, but I don't really regret that. So, you know, I shouldn't feel like thinking about, like, if I hadn't spent that money, then I would have it now. The unfortunate thing is that it's very difficult to find a balance in between being able to just kind of do things loosely without a plan, and not fucking yourself over in the future. For instance, both last year and this year, I rather impulsively decided that I would go to VidCon, and I will go to VidCon, and it's happening. It's happening. However, as a result, I still have to pay people back for going last year. I don't yet know how I'm going this year, but I am sure that I am going. And because I've already impulsively made that decision, even though it does require a lot of planning and such and stuff, I don't know if I can make it to any kind of Southeast gathering, and that's the planning part interceding again. See, because the planning part of my mind, as opposed to the impulsive part of my mind, is going, well, you're already doing this, and you already don't know how you're going to do that, so if you're doing that, I don't know how you're going to do this, and there's the little problem of, this one thing, you can justify it because it can help your career, but this other thing, you just want to see friends, and while that is admirable, and quite frankly more important, it is less likely to make you money in the long run, and therefore it is really just going to cost you money, which you can't do right now, and why the hell am I talking in this voice? It's kind of fun, that's why, I'll tell you that. That's why I'm talking like this, because it is fun. It is fun to talk like this. I have no idea what that was. I wish I was in more of mindset to talk about this more in depth right now, but I'm kind of not, because it's 11 o'clock, and I need to get this video edited, and up, and Before I go, I can say that lately I have been reading quite a bit, especially because the internet, she keeps going out on us for various reasons. Either because, they're like, you're using too much bandwidth, okay, we'll switch service, and they're like, oh, our service is down. Yeah, there's just a lot of things, like there's a conspiracy against me having internet. But yes, I have been reading Ender's Shadow lately. I just started. I just reread Ender's Game. Having read the entire, Ender lifestyle, I wanted to read the Bean lifestyle. If you are at all familiar with the Orson Scott Card Ender's Game books, I wanted to read the Shadow books, and I had forgotten a bit of Ender's Game itself, and so I decided I actually need to go back and read that, and why the fuck am I talking like this? This is a terrible accent. Apparently today is the day of random voices while I record this. I should record like this more often, really. I mean, I'm kind of getting random, and I don't know where this hyperness is suddenly coming from, but it's coming from somewhere! Actually, it's coming from nowhere. I don't know why I said that. I lied to you. I lied just now. I just lied to you, and I am sorry. This is actually a rather fun video to make. I'm having fun here. I'm having fun. I'm talking. Oh, yeah. Ooh, la 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 la. What are you doing, Adam? I don't know. This video has been brought to you by the fact that I have no clue what I'm doing. Actually, that's just the result. That's not the cause. Or is that the cause? That might be the cause. That is the cause and the effect. How about that? Chicken and egg. Uh-huh. Chicken and egg scenario. What do you think of that? Alright, that's probably enough of that. Anyway, I am wholly supportive of having a Southeast gathering, and I will make it if I can, but that's one of those impulsive decisions where if I make it could drastically impact my, having a home. So that's gonna be a more planned decision and a less impulsive decision, unfortunately. Sadly, this may end up being the year that we get less of the classies together than usual, and it probably won't be the year that we finally get all of the vlog taggers together in one spot. That will definitely happen in 2012, though, or it better, because there's the whole, official, non-legal, but, ceremonial wedding of the James and the Helen that we will have to deal with. That is 2012, right? I am not mistaking the date on that, because if I am, oh dear. And Nikki, George thinks that George had better be going to the wedding because George thinks that George should not miss that for any reason. George will not miss that for any reason. George will find a way. So George should also find a way. George thinks that George should do that. Okay, George? Well, George, you're it. Everybody else, fare thee well. What am I doing? What is this? Bye.
Wow, what was that noise? Whoa, slow down, crazy.